Hey, Kerry here. We're back at the Kickstart Your Business Summit. And man, we've had some incredible speakers. You're going to want to make sure that you register up at the top there where the QR code is so that you can get all of the gifts from all of the speakers. And you might even want to look at the VIP gifts, which are a level up. So check that out. And we've been having a lot of fun here with our speakers. Right away, we're going to be getting going here, and we're going to be talking about top AI tools that you will want to use. So you're not going to want to miss that. Go grab a pen and a paper for this one. Maybe get your cell phone out so you can take some screenshots, because this is going to be an important one. We're going to be back in 10 seconds to get going. All right, I am back with our special guest here today. We are going to be talking about how to kickstart your business this year with AI. She has some incredible tools for us here that she's going to be sharing. I want to introduce you to our good friend, Lois Wyant. She's an online visibility expert, and wherever people are searching for your services, she can help you get found and succeed. So let's put our hands together and warm welcome for Lois.
Yay. Thank you so much, Kerry. That was so sweet. And I would tell you, what a great way to kick off this year is this wonderful summit that Kerry's put together, and just so kind. I am Lois Wyant, and as Kerry said, I am an online visibility expert, and I work with local service businesses owners who are amazing at what they do, but feeling like their marketing is inconsistent, exhausting, or just not turning into the steady leads they need. And I want to make something very clear before we start. This is not to be a training where I teach you how to click buttons or use a tool, because I find that when business owners leave a talk like that, they usually do one of two things. Either they feel overwhelmed and do nothing, or they feel excited and try one tactic, and then they fall right back into the same cycle. So today I'm going to do something more helpful. I'm going to help you understand what's really keeping you invisible, what system fixes it, and how AI fits into that system, not as a shiny shortcut, but as leverage that helps you stop living on the marketing roller coaster. So let me ask you 3 questions. Just answer yes or no in your head. Do you want more leads without working more hours? Do you feel like marketing is something you do only when you're already behind? And do you think, if I could just get consistent visibility, I would be fine? If you said yes to any of those, you're in the right place. Most business owners think their problem is one of these. I don't have time. I don't know what to post. I don't understand SEO. I don't have a big budget. I'm not good on camera. I tried marketing and it didn't work. But those are surface problems. The real problem is what I call the invisible loop. And here's how the invisible loop works. You get busy doing the work because you're a real business and not a hobby. Marketing gets pushed down the list. Then you have a slow week or a slow month and you feel the pressure. So you scramble, you post, you run an ad, you try something and get a little traction. Then you get busy again and marketing disappears again. And what happens over time is you start living in a cycle of urgency. And urgency creates bad decisions. Urgency makes you chase quick tactics instead of building a system. Urgency makes you do marketing when you're tired, frustrated, and already behind. And if you're a service business owner, you know what a long day really feels like. You finish your calls, you finally get home, you still have paperwork, quotes, scheduling, payroll, vendor issues, customer messages, and then marketing sits there like one more demand. So the truth is, it's not that you don't care about marketing, it's that you don't have a system that works with real life. So today we're naming the villain the invisible loop. Inconsistent visibility and inconsistent follow-up. Because when visibility is inconsistent, leads are inconsistent. And when leads are inconsistent, cash flow is inconsistent. And unfortunately, when cash flow is inconsistent, everything feels stressful. So my first business experience was my dad sold Fuller brush products, and you may not even know what that is, but it's kind of like an Avon type of thing where they would have these catalogs that they would take out and go door to door and leave the catalogs. It was a lot of cleaning services. So my job as my first entrepreneurial experience was I was in charge of stamping his contact information, his name, address, and phone number on the back of those catalogs in the little white space. It was just a routine type of like this repetitive motion. And I know at the time, I didn't realize it, but I was learning a business lesson. And that is, if people don't see you, they don't buy from you. My next experience was in high school. I took a cake decorating club, and my mom volunteered me to do a friend's wedding. And the interesting thing is that people who are planning a wedding attend weddings. And from that one wedding cake that I did, multiple cake orders started coming in. And before you know it, I was doing 1, 2, 3 wedding cakes a weekend. And that's how I paid for my college. But I learned some important tips through that process: how to meet with customers, taking orders, organizing a calendar because we didn't have computer process at that time, figuring out prices, manage my time to get cakes done while still taking care of my schooling and my school activities. Well, I went on to college, and after college, I planned on opening a full-service wedding shop in Georgia. Now, I'm not sure why Georgia was in my mind, but that's what I was going to do. So even though I had a minor in photography, I did not have experience with wedding photography. So the summer before my senior year, my goal was to work with a wedding photographer. So I found this person to work with, and actually after 4 months of assisting him with the weddings, he bought me a camera equipment to actually start photographing weddings for the studio. Well, long story short, we fell in love, we got married. 3 children later, he claims that I did not pay back the money for that camera equipment. But I would tell you, I have paid back multiple times for that camera equipment. But back then, the marketing was to do bridal shows, either like in a mall or like a weekend bridal show, and direct mail. So you paid for the booth, hoping somebody would walk by and look at your pictures and like what you do. Then you mailed postcards because you collected names and addresses from the show and pray that they don't get put in the trash. But I loved learning, and I loved the technical side of marketing. So we were a very successful studio, and we were one of the first studios to do email marketing and one of the first studios to build a website. Now, remember, there weren't quick YouTube tutorials back then. If you wanted to learn, you had to attend live seminars, you had to travel, you had to spend money and time to get the information. And one of my most treasured seminars was I traveled to Las Vegas on my own to take a 3-day sales training with Tom Hopkins. At the time, he was the master of sales. And just really treasured the time and what I learned in that process. But being a studio that keeps up with technology, when digital photography started, we were the first ones to buy a digital camera. Now, a professional digital camera at that time was created by Kodak, and it cost $25,000. That $25,000 camera was not as good as this camera in my cell phone. But we were into the technology, and so we invested the money in that. And I said that that was Kodak's camera. It's kind of an example here, staying with technology. Kodak had the first professional digital camera, but you don't even hear about them anymore. So Nikon and Canon just whooshed by and did the research and the development to make digital amazing. And Kodak just kind of faded away. So after my husband retired from the studio business, I wanted to keep helping local businesses. So I started JFT Web Marketing. And so it's a great way for me to help local business owners avoid the marketing chaos. So I want them to win with systems. I remember sitting at my desk one day and looking out the window thinking, if I just had the budget of Walmart, imagine what I could do. Because at that time, it felt like the big companies could just outspend everyone to buy attention, billboards, mail, TV. For the smaller business owner, it could feel like there were no way that they could even compete with anything. But then the internet changed the playing field. Now you don't need that big budget. You can actually compete with the big guys, not because you're bigger, but because you're clearer, because you're consistent, because your signals are stronger, and because you use technology wisely. And that there is the opportunity of the AI movement. The AI is the next big change. I remember in elementary school, the teachers were talking about how computers were going to make workdays shorter and our weeks were going to be shorter. And when I got my first computer, I remember I spent a ton of time just trying to figure out how it worked, how to use it. And then I spent a ton of time on it because I realized how much I could do with it. But AI is different. This is the first time I really feel the technology shift can make can give us shortened work days and even shortened work weeks. AI doesn't just give you more things to do. AI can actually remove time-consuming work that drains you, the kind of work that keeps you stuck in the invisible loop. And I want to add one more thing here because it's one of the truest business quotes I've ever heard. One of my mentors said, "It's not your competition that will put you out of business. It's not keeping up with technology." And that's not fear, that's reality. We've seen that pattern again and again. How about horses to car? People didn't believe it would replace what they knew. Or typewriter to computer. People didn't think they'd trust it. How about film cameras to digital? Or how about VHS to DVD and DVD to streaming? And then what about this guy here? Nobody thought they wanted the internet in their pocket, but now we can't leave it behind. And in every shift, there are people who adapt early and gain momentum, and there are people who wait, then they're forced to rush. And rushing creates the worst outcome. So here's the framework I want you to hold today. If AI worries you, don't sit back. If you're worried about being left behind, this is when you lean in, not to become an expert, but to build leverage. Now, I'm going to talk to you about 4 essential ways every business could use AI. And I'm going to give you the what and the why, and I'll show you what life looks like when it's implemented. And so the first essential is this: use AI to fix confusing messages. When your message is unclear, your marketing becomes expensive. A lot of business owners say, "I need more leads," but leads don't come from effort alone. Leads come from clarity plus consistency. If someone lands on your site or even your social media and they can't quickly tell who you help, what you do, and why you're different, they hesitate. And hesitation kills conversion. Let me tell you what this would look like. So an electrician is sitting in his truck between calls. He's doing great work, but he's frustrated because he keeps losing jobs to cheaper competitors. He says to me, "Lois, they don't see the difference. They just price shop." So I look at his website and it says what every electrician site says: license, insured, free estimate, quality work. And I tell him, this is why they're price shopping. You sound like everyone else. So I asked him, what do customers thank you for after the job is done? And he says, well, he explains things in plain language. He shows what's dangerous and what's not. He gives options without pressure. He shows up when he says he will. And so I've learned how to do this. So shift the message from electrician near you to electrician who makes it clear, safe, and stress-free. Now the calls change. People start saying, you are the person that I trust in my home. And that makes a difference. The message is clear. All right, think of this one. So a plumber's getting calls, but the wrong calls. People are calling for things he doesn't want to do, and the jobs he wants aren't coming in consistently. He's busy, but he's not profitable because he's not getting the big jobs. His first thought is, I need more marketing. But what he really needs is a clearer message. So we tighten up his message around the work he actually wants, the profitable work. And we make it obvious on his website, his listings, and his content. Now the phone starts ringing for the right jobs, not because he worked more, because he got clearer. The essential number one, AI can support this by helping you pull out the right differentiators and test the messages that actually land the right job. It doesn't replace your voice, it sharpens your voice. And the outcome is simple. When your message is clear, your marketing stops feeling awkward. Your website stops being a brochure and starts becoming a sales tool. And your visibility finally has something solid to stand on. Select the AI that works best for you. ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity. Create the ideal prompt and let AI help you create a clear message through your website, social media, posts, articles, whatever you're working with. The idea is to create the prompt, give the prompt a role, an audience, a goal, and a context. When you understand how to create prompts, you can create GPTs to do so many things for you. I have two favorite GPTs. One I created for travel. So I told it that we have family in North Carolina and family in Massachusetts. And I wanted a spot between the two locations for a family vacation. So I told it about the age of the kids. I told it that we have one child who's autistic. I do not want to cook. We want it to be family focused, not like a theme park type of thing. And I just brain dumped everything that I wanted it to do. And it would have taken me hours to research all of this. But within a few minutes, it came up with 5 great options, and they were perfect. I mean, the one that I chose is in West Virginia, and it's called, their theme is, it's like summer camp for the family. You know, my other favorite GPT is like, the thing I don't like about adulting is trying to decide what to fix for the meals. So I have a GPT and I tell it that I want to lose 20 pounds by summer. I tell it about our health issues and our concerns there. And I tell it what's in my cabinet, what's in my fridge, and what's in my freezer. And in the morning when I get up, I ask it, what are we going to eat today? And it gives me a whole menu and gives me suggestions on how to cook, because I'm not really good at cooking chicken breast. My husband thinks it's always tough. So it gives me ideas on how to make everything just really wonderful. So not only can you incorporate AI in your business, but even in your everyday things for your life. The second essential is this: use AI to stay open when buyers are ready, because your customers don't think about you during business hours. They think about you at night or weekends, after hours, while you're asleep, just different times like that, when all of a sudden they have this brain thought. You're thinking of people who are sitting in their bed, they just put the kids to bed and think, oh, I forgot to do that. And the problem is that they go to the website and they don't want to search for things. And they know that Google may not give them all the information. And it's kind of like the roofer doesn't get the calls during the storm, they get the calls after the storm. So the caller isn't calling while it's raining, it's once they see the stain in the ceiling. And they Googled for 20 minutes and worked themselves into a panic. And now imagine what happens if you can't answer the basic questions immediately. What should I do? Is this an emergency? How fast can you come? What do you need from me? If they get clarity fast, they book faster. And what is giving them clarity, confidence, and making the appointment? A really smart voice chatbot. And automation support for this. It's not a gimmick. It's a 24/7 front door to your business. So your business stays open when buyers are ready. And what that changes is huge. Instead of waking up hoping the phone rings, you wake up with appointments already on your calendar or list of people that needed to have something sent to them. And this is leverage, and that's essential too. The bot sounds human, answers questions in real time, and follows your sales system. What information do you want gathered when the appointment is made? Do you send out samples? It'll get your address. Your AI voice chatbot follows your system. So let me give you a little idea of what it will sound like. So this is my voice chat, and her name is Jenna.
Hey there. Before we dive in, can I get your name?
Hey, my name is Lois.
Nice to meet you, Lois. What kind of business do you have, and what are your main goals or challenges with digital marketing right now?
I have a lawn service business, and actually one of my problems is that I got a bad review.
Thanks for sharing, Lois. Bad reviews can be tough, but there are definitely ways to turn things around. Would you like some tips on managing your online reputation, or are you looking for a more hands-on service to help boost your business's image?
Well, what do I do with this bad review?
First, respond politely to the review, acknowledge their concerns, and offer to make things right. This shows future customers you care and can actually help your reputation. Want some help crafting a response or ideas on how to get more positive reviews?
Sure.
Great. Could you tell me a bit about what the review said so I can help you write a thoughtful response?
Yeah, I said that I left the yard messy, but I don't even know who this person is. So I think it's just like a competitor leaving a bad review to try to put my name down.
That's frustrating, Lois. In your response, you can politely say you don't recall the job, express your commitment to quality, and invite them to contact you directly to resolve any issues. Would you like a sample reply you can use?
So you can see how personal she is. She has a lot of ideas. And after talking to her, the goal for mine is to make an appointment. So she'll continue the conversation and then actually get them to schedule an appointment on my calendar. So the next day or later that week, I can have a conversation. And often when I have a conversation that Jenna makes, they'll refer back to her in the conversation and how nice she was. So they're not even realizing that she's an AI talking to them and making that appointment. The third essential is this: use AI to build trust before they call, because most people don't feel the first company. Most people don't call the first company they see. They call the company they feel safe is choosing. And trust is built through familiarity. The problem is most businesses are only visible when the person is desperate for their services. If you show up a week before they need that service and you get to kind of expose yourself to them, then they feel more comfortable and they feel like that they know you. And so you're building up that know, like, and trust process. And the way you do this is with video. So you can use short videos to explain things, like explain little fix-its or showing before and afters. So picture somebody scrolling through their YouTube or their social media, and a video pops up, and of course the internet knows what you're looking for. So video comes up and gives them a gardening tip and how your landscaping makes the yard look beautiful, and gives some suggestions on the best types of flowers for a dry area or best types of flowers for a wet area. And then as she's watching this and getting tips from you, she starts getting the feel that she knows you. And then when she knows you, then when it comes time for her to actually make that decision, then she's going to call you because you've already built that relationship. And this is where I helps you with the video. So it can help you match the creation, help you understand what to put together, build the content, and also create the scripts. And there's some AIs that actually will clone your voice. So you could do a video where maybe you show up live at the beginning and the end, and then the video, the AI just creates all the center part using your voice. So it still has that feeling that it's all you. And there are some videos that create an AI avatar of just yourself. So, and they look very real. So the concept here is that the video doesn't need to be perfect. And often when it's not perfect, it looks more real. But you need to be present and you need to build trust with those people. And the most important places to do that are on YouTube, because Google owns YouTube. And so when you're doing searches, Google prefers showing off their own tools. So when you do a Google search, often you'll see YouTube searches in there because Google wants to make sure that you're on their same platform. So AI can help you research what people are searching for, create scripts, edit the video faster. It can even create the video using your voice. So that's essential 3. The 4th essential is use AI to get found where buyers are searching. And this involves the fact that Google isn't ranking the best businesses. They're ranking the business with the clearest message. So Google needs to understand what you do, where you do it, who you serve, and the content matches what people are searching for. And with all of that information, Google makes that match. So it's not like Google understands and reads what you're doing. It's just looking for matches of what people are saying. And if Google can't figure out what you're saying, then it just guesses. And random guesses are not always the best. So if you have a homeowner who's searching for like emergency plumber near me, they're not going to read through 10 pages of the search results. They're going to click on the top few. And if your business isn't there, you don't exist in that moment. Not because you're not good, but because your singles are not strong enough for Google to trust you as the answer. So the lead goes to someone else. So one of the online jokes that we kind of throw around is that, where's the best place to hide a dead body? Page 2 of Google. No one goes there. So let's say you're an electrician who wants to dominate a specific neighborhood. So you think, I'm already busy. Why do I need this? Then spring hits. The calls drip. You realize that the competitors are everywhere, not because they're better, because they built more signals. So you want signals to match the areas you want. So you want pages with your neighborhoods, content that matches the services, and clarity that matches the intent. Now you really see the difference between being busy and keeping stable. This is where AI supports SEO systems fit together. And one of the tools that we like to use is Zagio. And Zagio is an AI tool that helps you with structuring the pages. And it doesn't just do it by random, but it actually goes and searches your top 3 competitors. So the people who are ranking 1, 2, and 3 in the area. And it helps you understand their page structure, what keywords are working for them, and also the schema structure. And schema is a language that search engines read and understand, and that's what helps them get into the top rankings. So all of this is even more important now with AI search, because the AI also is doing the searching, and you may have noticed that there's AI searches at the top or AI answers in the top. And so a combination of SEO and the page structure and Zagio helping you put this together helps you with all of those different kinds of searches. So you heard me say the same theme all the way through this. You don't need more motivation. You need to break the invisible loop. And the way you break it is by building a visible system with leverage. AI is not a magic button. AI is a support system inside the strategy. It helps you fix message confusion. It helps you be open when buyers are ready. It helps you build trust before they call. And it helps you get found where buyers are searching. And when these 4 things come together, you stop living on the marketing roller coaster. So I want you to picture something with me next week, next month, 12 months from now. You're still busy, you're still working, but the panic is gone. You're not waking up wondering where the next lead come from. Your phone rings more evenly, your calendar feels steadier. You're not riding the emotional roller coaster anymore. When you finish a long day, marketing isn't sitting there in your head saying you're behind because the systems are running for you. And that's where putting AI into your system helps you put it together. So you don't have to be tech savvy. You just have to step into the technology and really embrace it and go with it. So I do have a gift for you.
Okay, so you have a free gift for everybody today. We're going to actually make sure that they can get that by registering for the summit. And all they need to do is go to the QR code at the top, and then they can register, and then they'll have all the gifts accessible to them right there. So what is your free gift for everybody today, Lois?
So my free gift is it's a PDF, and it's the 5-minute AI plan to get you found, trusted, and chosen.
Wonderful. That sounds really good. And I think that everyone needs that. So that would be a great download. Now, you also gave a VIP gift for everybody who takes the $97 VIP upgrade. What are you offering for your VIP gift today?
For that, I am giving a free website audit.
Oh, a website audit.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's like worth $500. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Or more. Depending on the size of the website. Well, that's fabulous. Okay, so all you do to get access to those is you register for the free gifts using the QR code. And then if you want the VIP gifts, you'll see that there is this great gift from Lois. There's also training time for many of the speakers. There's one-on-one time with some of the speakers. There's also a 32-plus hour course for sales training in that VIP download that's worth about $7,000. So there's a lot of good stuff you can get with that VIP download. Well, thank you so much for joining with us here today, Lois. And
thank you so much for all the hard work you're putting into this summit.
It's been a joy, actually, and just doing it on YouTube has been so much fun this time, and having them up there so everyone can watch them, now and forever, because they're going to be on YouTube. So thank you so much for being here with us. So let's give her a big round of applause.